Hello and welcome to #Toe to Toe. This week Johnny and I have managed to come along to Anthony Joshua's training camp. Anthony, thank you very much.
No problem.
How is training going?
It's been good. It's interesting, we trained before the training camp, which was important, and now we're actually in training camp. I was firing the first 5 weeks on the pads, the bags. Now we're in the phase of sparring, and it's kind of opening another energy system. Do you know what I mean? It's getting used to the grappling, to keeping opponents at base, and not only like the physical work, it's the technical work as well. So it's getting over that phase. But the good thing is, we still got about 3 weeks, 3 weeks or so. So I'm in a good position, but it can only get better from here. Do you know what I mean? With the 3 weeks ahead of us.
Do you feel better locking yourself off from the outside world being up here?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's important because boxing's like, you know how it goes. It's a place of chances as well. Not only distractions from like family, friends, and everything else. There's people that will be coming into your gym, local people, and that. Even though it's all love, you've got to stay focused. So coming up here, the only people that walk into this gym are people who are here to train, or trainers that are here to train fighters, and that's all you need, you know. So it's a blessing being up here for sure.
Okay, well, we've got lots of tweets that have come in asking about training camps, so we'll get started on them. Jordan Harrison has tweeted in, if there was one heavyweight legend who you could fight, who would you choose?
When your idols become your rivals.
I know. No, you don't want to fight somebody you love, do you?
No. I think one of the greatest heavyweights is Holyfield.
I knew you said that.
Talk about it quite a lot, really.
He's a boss.
Yeah.
He's a real boss, and I like him because he can box. You know what I mean? Get behind that jab, and he's a real good fighter on the inside. He can trade up close, and that's the reason is because Holyfield will bring out the whole fighter in me. He won't let me just keep it long and step off, and he'll come, slip shots, and I just think it'll be like a Riddick Bowe, because I got the height type of fight against Holyfield.
Johnny, who would you pick for Anthony?
I would have said Joe Fraser. Joe Fraser being in your face, making you work. You're gonna have to use your power, use your speed, use your accuracy. And on form, he was dangerous.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Even looking at the fights with Muhammad Ali, it's like all you have is that an inch to step back and throw your shots. You can't just throw a jab and then have a little walk around, because he was there,
making you work for it.
Making you
just
work.
he was unorthodox for a heavyweight, but he was what he did to the greatest fighter in the world.
So you want to make things difficult for him?
No, I think it just bring the best out of him.
It has to.
Yeah.
It has to. Lennox went through it with, we were talking about it with Mercer.
That's right.
Them type of fighters that just in your face all the time. So yeah, Fraser's a real good opponent as well.
Daniel Taylor, if AJ wins, who would you pick next? Wilder at Wembley?
They want me to fight Mike Tyson, Wilder, Mike Tyson again, Wilder again. Tyson Fury, put him in under the knife, chop him up a bit, get him back to fighting weight, back to Wilder. But you know what, right? This little devil on my shoulder, the fighting man, says Wilder at Wembley, boom. And then this devil on my shoulder, the manager hat, says, what's best to guide my career? So it's playing devil's advocate, putting them together and seeing what works out best for my career. Do you know what I mean?
But so, Wilder at Wembley?
It depends. I think if it's pushed that way, it has to happen. And I just think, I'm going to do things my way, innit? If Wilder works, we're going to make it happen. If Wilder isn't the right opponent for next year, then we'll put it back on into 2019. But I'm just going to do things my way. People just can't rush my career. That's one thing I've learned, is that I've got a career, I need to map it out. I'm going to take fights at the right time for me. And if it's next year or the year after or the year after, when I fight him, I'll be in a position to beat him.
I find it funny when you say, even though you're world champion, people don't rush. I don't want people to rush my career. Like, you're still learning. I'm thinking, you're the top of the tree.
It's mad. It's mad.
But so that hunger as champion makes you even more dangerous.
Yeah, because it's like, I'm not looking at it now like the champ, and now I've got 5 more fights left in me and then I'm out of the game. Do you know what I mean? And then like, I'm coming to the end of my career. You know, when you're trying to get your hand on the title again, like you have 5 fights, you lose it, then you're at the end of the career, you're getting them last 5 fights in. I started boxing in 2008. Wilder turned pro 2009. So he's been a pro 1 year longer than my whole career. So you can see why they're rushing him for certain reasons, and you can see why I'm taking my time for certain reasons. So the fights are there, But as I said, I'm going to do it in my own time and when I feel ready.
Because the pace that you started at, it did seem like you kind of did it quite quickly. You've got to where you've got now quite quickly. So is that pace something that you're happy with? Are you starting to feel like you want to kind of slow it down now, enjoy it a little bit more?
I'm happy with the pace, definitely, because we wouldn't be here. Do you know what I mean? And we wouldn't be talking about these fights. But it's being realistic about where I'm at and understanding that this is a career as well, because who knows? Who knows? Do you know what I mean? I could take that fight next year and it might not have been the right time. I may have needed another 2 months. You know, as I said, the fighter on my shoulder says, let's rock and roll. The coach on my shoulder says, you know what, Josh? You know, you need to just work on a few more things before you take a fight like that, because when it's all said and done, all that matters is that win. All that matters is that win. Not the fact people say, he didn't fight him here or he didn't fight him there. The manager, my coach, will determine when I fight Wilder. Me on this hand says, it's no problem, we'll fight whenever, but I listen to what my coach says and says, this isn't about, you know, putting on a good show for the promoters and anyone. This is about your career, your health, and the decisions you make will kind of pave your future in the sport of boxing. So you have to be smart about each decision you make.
I could play devil's advocate and say if David Haye managed to get through Tony Bellew, would he be in the mix? If he managed to get through Tony.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. There's so many fights out there. Yeah, they're all in the mix. They're all in the mix for sure. So that's what I mean, is that there's options. It's not like I'm stuck with one fight or one option.
You're the one that everybody wants to fight.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
Pension.
I'm
You're a pension.
And I don't know. They think that they're going to come in and just cash in, or I just think the people really want to fight me, or do they just say they want to fight me? Because I think there's a difference of fighting to say I can beat him, or there's a difference of saying I fought him, I tried, but even though I fell short, I still walked out a winner. Yeah. There's the two differences, and I'm very aware of that. That's why I don't buy into the hype of people saying they want to fight me. I think, what's the real reason you want to fight me?
The sweet scientist has tweeted, if you could have Freddie Roach, Manny Stewart or Angelo Dundee in your corner, who would you pick and why? Manny Stewart.
Wow. Reason is, Freddie Roach is good, but I've seen him work with lighter weight fighters, and he took on like James Toney, he worked with Tyson, but towards the later end of their career. So I think I haven't seen Roach work with a heavyweight kind of in the prime of his career, but I've seen him work with lighter weights. Dundee, Ali seemed to have kind of trained himself to a certain degree. That fluidity, there's certain fighters that are so unorthodox that you have to let them be, like kind of like Nas. Even though he has a trainer, Prince Nassim was kind of, he had his own style, if you know what I mean. So that was with Dundee. And Stewart, I've seen him take fighters from ground zero to elite level. Yeah.
And there's a trainer called Eddie Futch as well. He was like that as well.
I think he trained Rob McCracken.
Yeah, and he had a lot of success with heavyweights, and he was probably the one I'd choose over Manny.
Stewart, yeah.
Because Eddie Futch was like a very wise, clever guy, and he created fights from scratch. Manny got his skills, got his wisdom under Eddie Futch.
So Eddie Futch is old school.
Yeah, old school.
I need to look him up for sure. I'm gonna look him up.
Yeah.
Because this is the only way to learn from the old school. Because it's weird. It's because even though we've got so much science in today's sporting industry, we was talking about earlier, would Mayweather beat Sugar Ray Leonard? Yeah. Would Sugar Ray Leonard beat Sugar Ray Robinson? And like, these are the old school fighters who had the old school trainers.
So. There's not many old school trainers left. Yeah. There's great strength and conditioning coaches. There's one or two people that know the game, know the technical, know the sweet science of the sport. But there's not many old school trainers left. And it's the ones that have got the knowledge passed down from the old school trainers that are they're the ones that are creating champions. They're the ones that are getting the wisdom.
Because it's not about keeping fit, is it?
No, it's not just about that. You know, it's about. Angelo Dundee said, with a fighter, no matter how good he was, matchmaking was as important for his development as a trainer.
No, and that's where we go back to is about my career. It's even like Pacquiao Mayweather. It took a bit longer than expected, but when it did happen, it was one of the biggest fights.
Yeah.
That the boxing
matchmaking was everything, and for Mayweather, it worked out well for Mayweather. If he'd boxed Pacquiao 5-6 years before that, it might have been a different fight, but it was about timing, getting the win. That's what he did.
Yeah.
Jordan's asking a question that lots of people have been asking. What keeps you motivated after hitting the heights of beating Klitschko at Wembley?
We were talking about this earlier, motivation. I think, number one, if you don't enjoy boxing, it's so tough anyway, you're gonna have a hard time getting motivated, because how can you stay motivated for something that you know you're walking into? It's like you're walking into hellfire. It's hard to stay motivated. But if you enjoy walking through hellfire, it becomes a lot easier to deal with. And then you take motivation from people that have walked through it before you, and then you just try and walk through it with a little bit more swag each time. But if you enjoy walking through it, I think that's the main thing. And I enjoy boxing. So when I first started, I got that bug, and you know, there was loads of us in the gym, and I think I stayed dedicated. I enjoyed it. I made decisions where on Saturday night I could have been turning up in certain nightclubs, but me and my cousin would decide to go running, and that was the bug. That was the enjoyment I got from it. And the sacrifices are paying off. I wouldn't say paid off because I haven't finished boxing yet, but they're paying off, and I still enjoy it to this day. So yeah, it's not so much about just being motivated, it's about enjoying what I do, number one.
And you said also earlier on when Johnny was in training camp with you, you said that it's not just about being physically tired as well, that it's about being mentally tired, and that's something that you have to deal with as well.
Yeah, the mental tired, the mental tired.
Is that worse than the physical tiredness?
Yeah. Because you may not even have like aches and pains, but if your mind's telling you can't get up and you can't do it, that's a battle in itself. Do you know what I mean?
If you're not, you can be physically fit, 100% physically, but if your mind's not there, you might as well not have any fitness at all, because your mind is the one that moves all of this, motivates all of that. So your mind's got to be as. What I find is a lot of guys when they train or they go jogging, they'll have earphones in.
Yeah.
Just to take the mind off what they're going through, but they're not training the mind, because when you're in a 12-round fight, you've got to concentrate. You've got to be on it. So you're training your body to do 12 rounds. You're training your body to condition it, but your mind is not able to concentrate all that time. So because they've got the earphones in. So when you go running and you're preparing for a fight, to me, I'd have no earphones. I'd just have to deal with the monotony and the boredom of having to run and deal with the boredom, deal with the listening to the aches and pains in your body and pushing yourself forward. So if you get your mind used to being able to deal with the doubts, the body, on my knees hurting, oh God, I'm getting a bit of cramp, I'm breathing heavy.
Do you know
Once
what
you do
that
that in a fight, then you think, no matter what, your concentration like that.
Yeah, everyone says they're going to win. Everyone says they're going to win. But who can emotionally go through the trials and tribulations to win? So as you said, everyone can listen to that hip-hop track that gets them through the tough times, and that motivational YouTube video that gets them through certain runs. But it's that emotional barrier now when it's just you, yourself and your opponent in the ring. How are you going to emotionally get over trials and tribulations?
Most fighters find that out in the fight.
It's true that.
So if you've got a fight coming up, to me, I'm saying you use your body, you train your body at the same time as your mind. If you're not, you're just running normally, have your earphones in, enjoy it. But when you've got a fight on, it's that, you get trained as much as that.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Little things make a big difference.
Yeah, massive difference.
And obviously, the reason why Johnny and I are here is because Johnny's come to spend 2 days with you in training camp.
Johnny's been doing more physio than training. Massaging.
Bro, you see, I'm not ending up in hospital after this one, so we're good. We're all right.
It's been good.
I'm going to put him on the spot now. I'm going to ask both of you. So, how would you rate Johnny's training?
10 out of 10.
Yeah?
10 out of 10. Was on time, here before me.
More room for improvement then?
I'm an old man. Come on, don't be...
And he enjoys it.
Yeah.
No moaning, no crying. He enjoys it. Gets on with it. It's none of this like, how many reps? Just straight in.
Said that to me when you turned around.
Even when we was doing the single leg squats with them big boy red weights.
Yeah, that's right.
I rated you.
Yeah. I think I'm pleasantly impressed, because you look at his social media, and I'll tell you the truth. I thought, there's no way that man can move so fast. He can jump so high. There's no way. And then when you're here and you see, you think, damn, that's like watching a gazelle. And it's for real. It is that fast. It is that high. There is that much movement. So to me now, I'm thinking, I don't see anybody beating this guy, and he's not even the finished article yet.
No, but that's what I mean is like, the championship fights and
Yeah.
stuff, I know I can make some of them. I can take people to the trenches and I can turn it into a fight about heart. But I want to show my finesse. And Mike Tyson wasn't known for his heart, he was known for his technique.
Yeah.
He was known for how great he was on the inside. A lot of fighters aren't known just for being sluggers and stuff, they're known for being great fighters, and that's where I'm trying to get to. That's why I don't call myself the greatest or the most feared fighter or this or that, because I know I'm gonna get to that.
Yeah.
But I know I got bags of heart and I know I'm willing to go through it to get to that. That's why I'm gonna make the right decisions. So when it's all said and done, and I'm 40 years old, I look back, me and my coach, and I say, you know what, you guided me right when I was younger. You didn't make me put a foot wrong, you know, and that's all that matters.
Thank you so much for joining us, Anthony. I know you've got a really busy schedule and we really appreciate you coming in.
I think this is my first time on toe to toe as well.
Yeah.
So thanks for having me.
Pro debut on toe to toe.
And it was a knockout.
Okay, well, thanks very much.
Nice, nice.
Sky Sports. Feel it all.